Reading Tomasio here, and tonight we're going to have a class on the cross and images of Jesus. Now, as you know, this is the San Damiano cross, and we have pointed out a million times now that there's a phallic symbol in his stomach. Okay? Now, what we want to do is examine that with this crucifix here and talk about it a little bit. So let's just look at this cross. If you would just look at this cross with me. And this is supposed to be Mary and John, and they're having their own conversation, and John's holding what looks to be a phallic symbol. Where is it? Over here. Right here. All right, the rape of the soul brings it out better than you can see. Now over here you have Mary Magdalene, the other Mary, she's holding a phallic symbol, and they're having their own conversations. Okay, they're all, their heads level right here with that phallic symbol. All their heads are right there. Now, we know that at the cross, Mary was engaged with Jesus, her son, and the other children, in essence, were under Mary, at the cross, and they were consoling Jesus' heart. So this is not even accurate. This is a post-crucifixion sort of Garden of Eden thing where everybody's doing their own thing, everyone's happy, there's no one's sad at all, nobody's sad. Okay, in the whole thing. So this is not a crucifixion, right? And then look at Jesus' face. But, so there's really no sadness. Now, I mean, to a certain extent, Jesus' face is neutral, maybe neutral. I would say neutral, okay? He's got this big erection here in his stomach, and his body's all clean. I mean, this is our Lord here, right? So, then what I did was I took and we put blood on his body so that it's more of a realistic about the cross itself. It covers up the phallic symbol, and it's more accurate to the whipping and beating that he took. He didn't have a clean body on the cross. So this brings it more into line with the cross, but it really doesn't do anything about everybody else here, sort of indifferent to what's going on here, So I would say every way you look at the San Damiano, it's not Christian. It's really not Christian at all. Okay. Pagan. It's more of a pagan idea of Christian crucifixion. That's how a pagan would look at the crucifixion. They would notice his genitals and stuff. All right. So here's this one. Okay. Now, once again, the body is clearly not bleeding, bloody. The details in that body are almost like you're taking a photograph. But they got Jesus as this really super handsome guy here. Perfect, no fat, just strong, muscular, and they got him barely covered. So, he's looking up. There's no one at the cross with him. There's no Mary, John. So you got, it's almost like he's in the sky. You see these clouds that are trying to reach him and bite him, whatever. So this this here leaves a lot to be desired, I'll be honest with you. It leaves a lot to be desired because, first of all, his body is totally clean. Second of all, if this was a woman hanging like that, with just a little underwear here, but, seeing all the way down, really, deep, I mean, you would see that, at pornographic sites. So, my problem is this: when you clean up his body like that, first of all, it's not biblical. It's clearly not a biblical concept here. So you're going to clear up his body, make it real clean, and, a girl would be like, wow, Jesus was really handsome, and maybe look at Jesus differently because they see he's handsome and good looking and, nice body, and maybe that would, I think that's who this is intended to, girls who like looking at guys. So this is they're making Jesus to be really hunky-dory. Once again, not biblical. I'm not saying he wasn't strong, but there was clearly blood, and there was people there at the cross with him, whatever. I don't know. Jesus, maybe he was perfect 10. I don't know. I have no idea. But this is what's going on. These are images that are being put out there of Christ. And it's a little bit of a problem to do that. I'm seeing now why it's such a problem, why so many people have a hard time with all these images. Because now here is a basic crucifixion. Okay, there's blood. There's blood. Okay, there's blood. There's blood. Now, it's not a horribly graphic blood, but there's clearly blood. You can see he's been wounded. You know what I mean? He's been wounded. He's been beaten and left to die, basically. He's been beaten and left to die. He's a victim. Clearly a victim of an aggressive, violent act. So that's what, this image here, that's what it does to you. And that's, I think, what it's intended to do. So this was just a little brief explanation of how you can discern what kind of religious art to put in your house. Okay? So, and that's why, we're here to help. There's the best piece you can have. That's an original from heaven. You get everyone in the house to have that in their house. So, we're doing some great artwork, and we're definitely looking forward to opening the store. Our Lady of Knock, here she is. Undoer of knots, I'm sorry. So anyway, God bless.